Can't mimic voices for love or money. I'm completely hopeless at it. I was the only one, so I think she carved her own role.
Queen Camilla's rise to prominence as King Charles III's wife has been one of the most talked about transformations in modern royal history. Before her marriage to Charles in 2005, Camilla was married to Andrew Parker Bowles, a former member of the British military. Together, they had 2 children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes. While Tom often draws attention for his culinary career and occasional public appearances, Laura has remained far more private, choosing to stay out of the royal spotlight as much as possible. However, recent revelations by Laura have shocked royal observers and the public alike, as she spoke candidly about her mother's controversial journey to the throne and the impact it had on her personal and professional life. Her story sheds light on the unique struggles she faced as someone pulled into the royal fold without choice, offering an intimate perspective rarely shared by those adjacent to the monarchy. Laura Lopes was born on January 1, 1978, into a world of British upper-class privilege, but far removed from royal traditions. As the daughter of Camilla and Andrew Parker Bowles, Laura grew up in an environment of wealth and status, attending Haywood Preparatory School and later pursuing a degree in the history of art at Oxford Brookes University. During her formative years, Laura lived a relatively normal, albeit privileged life with her brother Tom. However, even during her childhood, the whispers and rumors surrounding her mother's relationship with Charles began to seep into her reality. The media's relentless coverage of Camilla as the other woman in Charles and Diana's marriage created an unwanted shadow over Laura's life. Friends, teachers, and even strangers would make assumptions about her based solely on her mother's public image. For a young girl trying to understand the complexities of relationships and trust, these experiences forced her to mature quickly. Laura has described her formative years as turbulent, marked by a deep tension between her mother's devotion to family and the public perception of her as a villain. The divorce of her parents in 1995, fueled by years of rumors about Camilla's affair with Charles, was another difficult chapter for Laura. Though shielded from the media as much as possible, she couldn't escape the indirect effects of the public scrutiny that engulfed her family. Yet through it all, Laura maintained a strong bond with her mother. She admired Camilla's ability to remain composed and resilient, even when she was one of the most criticized figures in the British press. When Camilla married Charles in 2005, Laura's life changed dramatically. Unlike Prince William and Prince Harry, who were born into royalty and grew up under the spotlight, Laura was thrust into the royal world as an adult. This abrupt transition was far from easy. While her mother embraced her new role as Duchess of Cornwall, Laura found herself struggling to reconcile her private life with the expectations of her new royal connections. Attending public events with her mother and stepfather brought an overwhelming amount of attention she never sought. She often felt out of place, especially during high-profile events where royal protocols clashed with her desire to remain in the background. One of the most fascinating aspects of Laura's story is her relationship with her stepbrothers, Prince William and Prince Harry. Their interactions have been described as polite, but distant. It is no secret that William and Harry have struggled with their father's relationship with Camilla. Both princes have spoken openly about the pain caused by their parents' divorce and Charles's affair, which undoubtedly created a natural barrier between them and Laura. According to reports, heated arguments occasionally broke out between Laura and William in the early years after Camilla and Charles's marriage. William, feeling protective of his late mother, Princess Diana, would sometimes criticize Camilla, blaming her for his mother's unhappiness. Laura, fiercely loyal to her own mother, would push back, arguing that Charles's actions had caused just as much difficulty for her family. These disagreements highlight how both William and Laura coped with the emotional fallout of their parents' past, but from very different perspectives. Despite these tensions, Laura has largely avoided engaging in any public disputes. Unlike Harry, who has been vocal about his grievances with the royal family, Laura has chosen to stay silent, focusing on her own life and career. However, the release of Harry's memoir, Spare, reignited old wounds. In the book, Harry described Queen Camilla as a dangerous figure who who prioritized her public image over the well-being of others. While Laura did not directly respond to Harry's claims, reports suggest she was deeply hurt by the accusations. The fallout from the memoir has added another layer of complexity to Laura's relationship with her stepbrothers, making an already fragile dynamic even more strained. Professionally, Laura has built an impressive career as an art gallerist, establishing her independence from the royal family. She worked at prestigious institutions, including the Peggy Guggenheim Collection in Venice, and later co-founded 11 Gallery in London, which focuses on promoting emerging artists. Her work in the art world has allowed her to carve out her own identity, separate from her royal connections. Friends describe Laura as independent, grounded, and uninterested in the trappings of royalty. Even after her mother became queen consort, Laura continued to prioritize her career and family, avoiding the spotlight whenever possible. In her personal life, Laura has also sought stability and privacy. She married Harry Lopes, a former model and chartered accountant, in 2006. Their wedding, held at St. Cyriac's Church in Wiltshire, was attended by members of both the Parker Bowles and royal families. Laura's choice of Anna Valentine to design her wedding dress, a nod to the same designer who created Camilla's bridal gown for her marriage to Charles, highlighted her quiet connection to her mother. Together, Laura and Harry have 3 children, Eliza, and twin boys Gus and Lewis. Laura has been fiercely protective of her children, determined to give them as normal an upbringing as possible. While Eliza briefly entered the public eye as a bridesmaid at Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding in 2011, Laura has largely kept her family away from royal events. Her focus has been on creating a grounded and private life for her children, free from the pressures of their royal connections. Despite her efforts to remain private, Laura's ties to the royal family inevitably draw her into the public eye from time to time. She has attended significant events, including the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla in 2023, where her twin sons served as pages of honor. The boys' participation was a poignant moment, symbolizing the blending of Camilla's old and new family. Yet, even on such occasions, Laura's discomfort with public attention is apparent. Insiders note that while she fulfills her duties gracefully, she often remains on the periphery, avoiding unnecessary interactions with key royal figures. Laura's relationship with her mother is one of the most compelling aspects of her story. While she deeply admires Camilla's resilience and ability to overcome public criticism, Laura has also acknowledged the challenges their family faced as a result of Camilla's role in Charles's life. Camilla's decision to fully embrace her royal duties created a sense of distance between mother and daughter, depriving them of the simpler, more private moments they once shared. Yet, through it all, their bond remains strong. Laura has been described as one of Camilla's closest confidants, a voice of reason and support during difficult times. Royal insiders even claim that Laura is the only person Camilla truly fears, highlighting the depth of their relationship and the mutual respect they share. The media's relentless focus on Laura has been a source of frustration for her. Every significant event in her life, from her marriage to the births of her children, has been closely scrutinized by the British press. Laura has expressed frustration that her achievements are often overshadowed by her mother's history and the controversies surrounding the royal family. She has worked tirelessly to build a life defined by her own merits, but her connection to Queen Camilla and King Charles III continues to complicate her efforts to remain private. Adding to her challenges, Laura's professional ventures have not always been smooth. Her fashion boutique, Mojo & McCoy, which she co-founded with friends, recently closed after facing difficulties in the retail industry. The boutique, located in Hungerford, was initially seen as a promising business, stocking high-end brands and catering to the affluent local community. However, despite Laura's best efforts, the store struggled to stay afloat. Reports suggest that Laura may seek advice from King Charles before embarking on a new business venture, as she has been impressed by his ability to navigate tough situations. This acknowledgement of Charles's guidance highlights the evolving dynamic between Laura and her stepfather, as well as her willingness to lean on him for support when needed. Laura's future remains a subject of speculation. While rumors occasionally surface about the possibility of her and her brother Tom receiving royal titles, both have firmly denied such claims. Laura has made it clear that she has no interest in becoming a public figure or taking on formal royal duties. Instead, she continues to focus on her family, her art career, and her desire to lead a life that is as normal and private as possible. Yet, as the daughter of Queen Camilla, Laura's attempts to separate herself from the royal family may never fully succeed. Her presence at key events and her role as a supportive daughter and mother ensure that she will always remain connected to the monarchy in some way. When it comes to food, Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, offers a refreshingly relatable perspective despite her royal status. While it's easy to imagine elaborate banquets and luxurious spreads as part of her daily life, the reality is far more grounded. Kate's approach to meals combines simplicity, health-conscious choices, and a focus on family bonding. Her dining habits, alongside Prince William's and their children's, paint a picture of balance, embracing traditions, exploring international flavors, and indulging in the occasional sweet treat. For Kate, food is more than just sustenance. It's a connection to her family, a way to care for herself, and a source of comfort, especially during challenging times. Mornings in the Cambridge household start quietly and without grandeur. Kate prefers to keep her breakfasts simple but purposeful, opting for foods that give her the energy she needs to face the day. A bowl of porridge is often her go-to choice, warm, filling, and a source of slow-release energy. On mornings when she wants a little extra boost, she turns to her now-famous green smoothie. This concoction, while not known for its flavor, is packed with nutrition. A mix of spirulina, kale, spinach, matcha, and blueberries makes it the ultimate energy drink, and Kate swears by its ability to keep her skin glowing and her body energized. For her, beauty and wellness are worth the sacrifice of flavor. Meanwhile, her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, prefer a more typical start to their day. Cereal topped with slices of fresh apples is a breakfast staple in their household. Charlotte, often described as her mother's mini-me, has inherited Kate's adventurous palate and sometimes steals a sip of her green smoothie, though her expression often gives away the tartness of the drink. While mornings may begin with nutritious choices, Kate understands the importance of balance. Between meals, she gravitates toward healthy snacks like goji berries, olives, or fresh fruits. Her love for olives, in particular, has already rubbed off on Charlotte, who can snack on them happily during family outings. William once joked that they would need to start buying olives in bulk after a bag disappeared almost instantly during a family picnic. These small details offer glimpses into the simplicity of their life behind closed doors. Moments where Kate and her children bond over food, free from the formalities of public life. Lunchtimes are often light but filled with flavor. Kate's love for salads is well known, and one of her favorites is a watermelon salad. While she has never shared her exact recipe, it's easy to imagine a mix of crisp cucumbers, creamy avocado, juicy watermelon chunks, and tangy feta cheese. On days when she feels like experimenting, ceviche, a tangy Peruvian dish made with citrus-marinated raw fish, is her go-to. She has also embraced sushi, a favorite she shares with Prince William. During a visit to Japan House in London, William admitted to a chef that both he and Kate enjoy sashimi, even hinting that they might sneak back for a quiet lunch. Their love for international flavors reflects their openness to exploring diverse cuisines, a trait they have passed down to their children. Family dinners are where Kate's role as a devoted mother truly shines. For her, mealtime is about more than just food. It's about creating memories and teaching her children the importance of togetherness. George, Charlotte, and Louis often help in the kitchen, whether it's sprinkling cheese on homemade pizza, stirring pasta sauce, or kneading dough. Spaghetti carbonara has become a family favorite, with George insisting on carefully measuring out Parmesan cheese to achieve just the right amount. Charlotte, on the other hand, enjoys spicier foods, something Kate attributes to her own pregnancy cravings. Despite their differing tastes, one dish brings the entire family together: roast chicken. Kate's version of this classic meal, passed down from a former royal chef, is simple but comforting. The smell of roast chicken wafting through the house signals a rare, peaceful evening free from royal obligations. For Kate, these moments are priceless, times when she can focus on her family and enjoy the simple pleasure of sharing a meal. Indulgences are not off the table in the Cambridge household. Sticky toffee pudding, a dessert Kate associates with her childhood, remains a family favorite. It's a treat they often enjoy on special occasions, a nod to the importance of tradition in their home. Kate has also been known to enjoy popcorn during family movie nights, a habit the public first witnessed when she and William were spotted sharing a box courtside at a Brooklyn Nets game. That moment, so charming in its simplicity, reminded people that despite their royal titles, Kate and William are a couple who appreciate the small, everyday joys of life. Food, for Kate, is about balance, enjoying nutritious meals while leaving room for the occasional indulgence. Even when traveling, Kate's approach to food remains consistent. Royal tours, with their packed schedules and public appearances, bring unique challenges. Maintaining energy and a glowing appearance becomes essential, and Kate's food choices are as deliberate as they are practical. Breakfast often mirrors her routine at home, a bowl of porridge or her green smoothie providing the fuel she needs for long days. Lunches are light, focusing on fresh salads or vegetarian options that are both nourishing and easy to digest. On their tour of India, for example, Kate and William opted for vegetarian meals, including lentil curries and spiced kebabs prepared by a local chef. Kate's openness to plant-based dishes reflects her commitment to a healthy lifestyle, though she doesn't follow any strict dietary restrictions. Snacks, too, remain health-focused. Goji berries, raw fruits, and vegetables are her go-to choices, helping her avoid the temptation of less nutritious options. Dinners during royal tours offer a chance for indulgence, as Kate embraces local cuisines and flavors. While royal protocol discourages the consumption of seafood to avoid food poisoning, Kate and William are not always sticklers for the rules. On quieter evenings, Kate enjoys dishes that remind her of home, including roast chicken and pasta. These familiar meals provide comfort amidst the whirlwind of travel and public engagements. It's in these moments that Kate's ability to balance her royal duties with her personal preferences becomes most evident. However, Kate's relationship with food took on a deeper meaning following her recent cancer diagnosis. The announcement came as a shock to the world, and her diet became an essential part of her healing process. Food was no longer just about staying energized. It was about recovery, nourishment, and resilience. Kate's approach to her meals shifted to focus on ingredients that would support her body during preventive chemotherapy. Breakfast remained a cornerstone of her routine, with her green smoothie and a bowl of oatmeal becoming staples. These simple yet nutrient-packed choices provided the strength she needed to face the challenges ahead. On days when she didn't feel up to preparing breakfast, George and Charlotte eagerly stepped in, helping sprinkle blueberries on her porridge or taste-testing her smoothie with exaggerated reactions that always made her smile. Lunches became opportunities to fill her body with antioxidants and vitamins. Lentil curries, vegetable kebabs, and her favorite watermelon salad became regular features on the menu. The salad, with its refreshing mix of watermelon, avocado, cucumber, and feta, was not only nourishing but also comforting, a dish that connected Kate to simpler, happier times. Dinner, though often dictated by her energy levels, remained focused on family traditions. Roast chicken, homemade pasta, and mild curries were staples, with the children actively participating in the cooking process. George would measure flour for pasta dough, Charlotte would stir sauces, and Louis, ever the supervisor, would watch with flour-dusted cheeks. These moments in the kitchen became a source of joy for Kate, a way to bond with her children while finding solace in familiar routines. Baking, which had always been a passion for Kate, took on new significance during her recovery. Despite the challenges of treatment, she insisted on continuing her tradition of baking elaborate birthday cakes for her children. These moments were more than just about the cakes. They were about creating memories, bringing happiness to her family, and holding on to the simple joys of life. William, ever the supportive husband, also stepped up in the kitchen. While his skills were more modest compared to Kate's, his efforts, whether it was scrambled eggs for breakfast or toast with avocado, meant everything to her. It was these small gestures of love and support that helped Kate stay strong. Snacks became an important part of Kate's routine as she navigated treatment. True to her habits, she leaned on fresh fruits, vegetables, and her beloved goji berries for nourishment. Papaya, with its natural sweetness and health benefits, became another favorite. Even during her quieter moments, Kate maintained her sense of normalcy. She and William often ended their days with a gin and tonic, a comforting ritual they shared once the children were asleep. These evenings, though simple, were a source of strength for Kate, a reminder that she was not alone in her journey. Kate's decision to step back from royal duties to focus on her recovery was a difficult one, but it was made with her family's best interests in mind. For her, the priority was clear. She needed to heal, not just for herself, but for the people who depended on her. In the end, food in the Cambridge household is about more than just eating. It's about balance, tradition, and finding joy in life's smallest moments. Whether Kate is preparing a nutritious smoothie, baking birthday cakes with her children, or sharing a quiet meal with William, her relationship with food reflects her values as a mother, wife, and individual. Even in the face of challenges, Kate Middleton's approach to meals remains a testament to her resilience, her love for her family, and her ability to find strength in simplicity. And that's a wrap. Kate Middleton's dining habits give us a glimpse into her life as both a royal and a devoted mother, blending health-conscious choices with family traditions. Prince
Diana and Charles's relationship has fallen apart. Both have had affairs, and both use the media to leak damaging stories and settle scores.
First, Dianagate, allegedly a conversation between the princess and a male companion she called Squidgy. Then Camillagate, allegedly between Charles and his lover.
She was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image.
You and your brother both directly asked your dad not to marry Camilla.
The royal drama just got even juicier. Decades after Princess Diana's heartbreaking revelations, her son has stepped forward with shocking secrets about Camilla that could shake the monarchy to its core. From secret meetings to betrayal, Prince Harry isn't holding back. Did Camilla's influence go deeper than anyone imagined? And how does this tie into Diana's tragic end?
Confirmation from our very own Foreign Secretary Robin Cook, who's in the Far East at the moment, that Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed in that car accident.
Buckle up. These revelations will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the royal family. Diana's cryptic note hinted at a plot involving Camilla. Diana's cryptic note changed everything. Up until then, many believed her concerns about Charles and Camilla were merely rumors. But that single piece of paper revealed her darkest suspicions. She feared a plot that could end her life, potentially arranged by Charles, with Camilla as a hidden force behind it all. These words shook the palace. In the note, Diana expressed that someone might be planning an accident in my car. This alarmed those who read it after her untimely passing. Why would she even write such a thing? She had felt cornered, hounded by the press, confined by royal rules, and haunted by Charles's closeness to Camilla. The note captured her sense of danger. Stories say Diana found more than enough evidence of an ongoing affair. She knew Camilla was not a casual figure in Charles's life. They had private phone calls, secret nicknames, and shared friends who protected their bond. As the reality of the situation sank in, Diana felt that her own safety might be threatened if she revealed too much. The note itself pointed to specific worries about a potential car crash. Many found this especially chilling after her fatal accident in Paris. People started asking if Diana's fears were ignored, or worse, covered up. Even her son, Prince Harry, has questioned the official investigation, suggesting that the failed tunnel cameras and conflicting reports were more than mere coincidences. Harry's recent statements have reignited debates about that night in Paris. He claims Diana wrote the note because she felt powerless, unprotected by the institution that should have shielded her. It also suggested Camilla's involvement might go deeper than just romance with Charles. Could she have influenced decisions that left Diana vulnerable? The palace remains silent on these details, but the public keeps searching for answers. Every time new reports or interviews emerge, that cryptic note comes back into focus. After all, Diana's own words indicate she believed someone wanted her out of the picture, and that Camilla was at the heart of it. Did Diana truly guess her fate, or was she simply voicing her worst fears during a time of heartbreak? We may never know the full story, but one thing is clear. Diana's cryptic note continues to spark debate, stirring questions about how far some might go to protect secrets, and how Camilla's shadow loomed over Diana's tragic end. Even now, her son's revelations keep these concerns fresh in our minds. The plot Diana feared may still be hidden behind palace doors, and until all details come to light, the uneasy questions surrounding her note remain unanswered. Harry reveals Charles's emotional dependency on Camilla. Prince Harry has never shied away from speaking his truth, and one of his most shocking revelations is about his father, King Charles, and his deep emotional dependency on Camilla. Harry's insight sheds light on just how central Camilla was to Charles's life, even during his marriage to Princess Diana. This dependency, Harry reveals, was not just about romance, but about emotional comfort and trust, something Diana struggled to compete with throughout her marriage. According to Harry, Charles leaned on Camilla for support in ways he never did with Diana. Whenever Charles faced stress or needed someone to confide in, it was Camilla he turned to. She wasn't just a mistress. She was his emotional anchor, someone he trusted completely. For Diana, this was devastating. She often felt like an outsider in her own marriage, unable to connect with Charles on the level that Camilla could. Despite her efforts to make their relationship work, Diana could never break the bond that Charles and Camilla shared. Harry's revelations also highlight how this emotional connection made Diana feel inadequate. Charles's romantic and emotional allegiance to Camilla meant that Diana was never truly his first choice. She was the perfect royal bride in the eyes of the monarchy, young, beautiful, and aristocratic. But Charles's heart had always belonged to Camilla. This reality crushed Diana, who wanted nothing more than a loving and supportive partner. Instead, she found herself in a marriage where she was constantly second to another woman. Harry has spoken about how this emotional dependency wasn't just a private matter. It bled into their family life. Diana, feeling unloved and betrayed, turned to her children for solace. She became a hands-on mother, determined to give Harry and William the love and attention she herself craved from Charles. Meanwhile, Charles continued to confide in Camilla, leaving Diana isolated and deeply hurt. This emotional dynamic wasn't just painful for Diana. It also left a lasting impact on her sons. Harry's revelations show a man still grappling with the emotional fallout of watching his mother suffer. He has spoken openly about how Charles's dependency on Camilla overshadowed their family and contributed to the cracks in his parents' marriage. For Harry, this isn't just a story about a royal scandal. It's a personal account of love, betrayal, and the emotional struggles that shaped his family's history. Camilla's influence on royal decisions undermined. Diana. Camilla's influence on royal decisions played a much bigger role in Diana's struggles than many realized. Prince Harry has revealed how Camilla's presence wasn't just an emotional strain on his mother, it also affected the way Diana was treated within the royal household. From behind the scenes, Camilla's connection with Charles allowed her to sway decisions that ultimately undermined Diana's position and happiness. According to Harry, Diana always felt like an outsider in a royal system that seemed to favor Camilla. This wasn't just about Charles's emotional dependency. It went deeper. Camilla had a network of friends and allies within the royal circle who supported her, even while she was seen as just a family friend. Diana knew that many of these individuals worked to keep Camilla close to Charles. They facilitated meetings, covered for their relationship, and even influenced how Diana was perceived by the press and the public. One of the most painful examples of this was how Diana felt unsupported by those around her. While she was trying to fulfill her royal duties and present herself as a devoted wife and mother, Camilla's influence created a divide. Harry claims that some of the decisions that affected Diana's life and reputation were influenced by Camilla's connections. This included how the palace handled Diana's media image. Negative stories about Diana sometimes appeared in the press, painting her as unstable or overly emotional. Diana suspected that these stories were planted by people close to Camilla, working to protect her reputation while damaging Diana's. Even within the family, Diana felt that Camilla's presence made it nearly impossible for her to win Charles's affection. Camilla's calm and composed demeanor, combined with her ability to understand Charles, made Diana feel like she could never compete. Harry has spoken about how this emotional triangle left Diana isolated and unsupported, especially when she needed help the most. Diana also believed that Camilla's influence extended to Charles's decisions about their marriage. Charles often seemed more concerned with keeping Camilla happy than supporting Diana. This imbalance caused deep pain for Diana, who knew she was fighting a losing battle not only against Camilla, but against an entire system that seemed to protect her. Harry's revelations have shed light on just how much Camilla's influence shaped Diana's life. For Diana, it wasn't just about losing her husband's love. It was about losing her place in a system that always seemed to choose Camilla over her. The infamous bracelet incident. The infamous bracelet incident is one of the most heartbreaking and revealing moments in the tragic story of Princess Diana and King Charles's marriage. It occurred just before Charles and Diana were set to tie the knot, a time that should have been filled with excitement and hope. However, for Diana, it became one of the first signs that her marriage was not the fairy tale she had envisioned. Just days before their wedding, Diana discovered that Charles had commissioned a gold bracelet for Camilla Parker Bowles. The bracelet wasn't just a random gift. It was engraved with their secret nicknames, Fred and Gladys. These nicknames symbolized the deep and personal bond that Charles and Camilla shared, a bond that had clearly not ended despite Charles's engagement to Diana. For Diana, this discovery was devastating. She realized that she wasn't just marrying a prince, she was also stepping into a marriage with a third person already deeply involved. The incident left Diana feeling betrayed and humiliated. She was young, just 20 years old, and had already begun to suspect that Camilla wasn't just a friend to Charles. But now, the bracelet confirmed her worst fears. Charles's heart wasn't entirely hers, even before they exchanged vows. This moment planted seeds of doubt and insecurity in Diana's mind. Doubts that would haunt her throughout their marriage. What made this even more painful for Diana was Charles's lack of sensitivity. He didn't try to hide the bracelet or downplay its significance. He even admitted to Diana that it was for Camilla, brushing it off as a harmless gesture of friendship. To Diana, however, it was anything but harmless. It was a clear sign that Camilla still held a special place in Charles's life, one that Diana could never truly replace. The bracelet became a symbol of everything wrong in their relationship. It represented the lingering presence of Camilla in their marriage and the emotional bond that Charles had with her. A bond Diana could never compete with. This incident was one of Diana's first glimpses into the emotional triangle she was about to face. Looking back, the bracelet wasn't just a gift. It was a warning. It foreshadowed the struggles Diana would endure as she tried to navigate a marriage overshadowed by betrayal, secrets, and the unbreakable connection between Charles and Camilla. For Diana, the bracelet wasn't just a piece of jewelry. It was the beginning of a heartbreak that would define her life. Late-night phone calls exposed the depth of Charles and Camilla's affair. The late-night phone calls between Charles and Camilla were one of the most heartbreaking discoveries for Princess Diana. These calls were not just casual conversations. They revealed the deep emotional connection Charles shared with Camilla, a connection that Diana always knew she could never compete with. Prince Harry has recently opened up about how these private calls exposed just how intertwined Charles and Camilla's lives were, even during his parents' marriage. Diana first became aware of these phone calls early on in her marriage. While the world saw Charles and Diana as a picture-perfect royal couple, the reality behind palace doors was far from perfect. Late at night, when Diana was alone, Charles would often retreat to a private room to make secret calls to Camilla. These weren't about official royal matters. They were heartfelt conversations filled with laughter, inside jokes, and emotional support. For Diana, knowing that her husband sought comfort and connection from another woman was devastating. One of the most infamous moments came when Diana overheard an intimate phone call between Charles and Camilla. In that moment, it became clear to her that their bond was more than just a lingering friendship. She realized that Charles's heart was always with Camilla. The discovery of these calls marked a turning point for Diana, as it confirmed her deepest fears. She was not the only woman in Charles's life. Harry has revealed that these late-night calls were not just a betrayal of Diana's trust, but also a reflection of how Camilla's presence overshadowed his mother's role in the marriage. Charles's emotional dependency on Camilla became obvious through these conversations, as he turned to her for the kind of intimacy he never shared with Diana. This left Diana feeling isolated and unloved, struggling to understand why her husband couldn't connect with her in the same way. What made it worse was that these calls were often disguised as business or official matters. But Diana always knew the truth. She later described how hearing Charles's voice light up while speaking to Camilla felt like a dagger to her heart. It was a constant reminder that their marriage was never truly between just the two of them. Camilla's jealousy of Diana's global popularity created tensions. Princess Diana was adored by millions around the world, and her natural charm, beauty, and compassion earned her the title of the People's Princess. However, her global popularity wasn't just a source of admiration. It also created serious tension behind palace walls. Prince Harry has revealed how Camilla, now Queen Consort, was deeply jealous of Diana's widespread adoration. And this jealousy played a big role in the strained relationships within the royal family. Camilla and Diana were opposites in many ways. Diana had a rare ability to connect with people. Whether it was comforting a child in a hospital or speaking with ordinary citizens, Diana's warmth and authenticity were undeniable. Crowds flocked to see her, and the press couldn't get enough of her. Her every move, outfit, and word made headlines. By contrast, Camilla lived in the shadows, often portrayed as the other woman during Diana and Charles's marriage. While Diana shone in the spotlight, Camilla was left dealing with harsh public criticism, and this stark difference only fueled her resentment. Harry has suggested that Camilla struggled with how Diana's popularity affected her own place in Charles's life. Diana wasn't just loved by the public, she was beloved by Charles's family and courtiers at first, too. This made Camilla's position even more precarious. Even as Charles's feelings for Diana cooled, Camilla couldn't compete with the way Diana captivated the world. It was a rivalry that Camilla could never win, and it ate away at her. This jealousy reportedly led to subtle but damaging actions. Harry has hinted that Camilla, along with her allies in royal circles, may have tried to influence the press to paint Diana in a negative light. Stories about Diana being unstable, or difficult, began to circulate, and the once perfect princess was now fighting against a media storm she believed was orchestrated, at least in part, by Camilla's supporters. These narratives not only hurt Diana's reputation, but also added to the tension between the two women. For Diana, the rivalry wasn't just about Camilla's relationship with Charles. It was about feeling undermined at every turn. While Diana wanted to use her platform for good, Camilla resented how Diana's light overshadowed her own presence in the royal family. Harry's revelations highlight how this jealousy created friction that rippled through the monarchy, leaving behind a legacy of bitterness and betrayal. Secret meetings between Charles and Camilla were hidden in plain sight. The secret meetings between Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles were one of the most painful betrayals Princess Diana had to endure. What made it worse? These meetings were often hidden in plain sight, disguised as casual social events or family gatherings. Recently, Prince Harry has revealed just how far Charles and Camilla went to keep their relationship alive, even during his marriage to Diana. The truth is, these hidden encounters weren't so hidden after all. Diana knew exactly what was going on. According to Harry, Charles and Camilla's connection was carefully maintained with the help of close friends and royal courtiers. These allies enabled their meetings, ensuring they could see each other without raising suspicion. Social events such as hunting trips, polo matches, and even dinner parties provided the perfect cover for their rendezvous. While the public saw these as innocent royal traditions, Diana saw them for what they truly were: opportunities for her husband to be with another woman. One of the most gut-wrenching aspects for Diana was that she was often present at these events. Imagine attending a party or gathering, only to see your husband stealing glances or sharing private jokes with another woman. Diana later admitted that she felt humiliated and powerless. She was trapped in a situation where everyone around her seemed to accept and even support Charles and Camilla's relationship, leaving her to suffer in silence. Harry has also revealed that Diana wasn't just suspicious, she had proof. She knew about the phone calls, the secret letters, and the carefully planned meetings. But confronting Charles never seemed to make a difference. The emotional triangle left Diana feeling isolated and betrayed, especially as the royal family and staff turned a blind eye to what was happening. For Diana, The most painful part was the realization that these meetings weren't just about physical attraction. They were about an emotional bond that she could never break. Charles and Camilla shared years of history, private jokes, and a deep connection that made Diana feel like an outsider in her own marriage. These revelations from Harry shine a light on how the secret meetings weren't so secret after all. They were a constant reminder to Diana that her marriage to Charles was built on shaky ground, with Camilla always lurking in the background. Hidden in plain sight, these meetings symbolized the betrayal that ultimately shattered Diana's trust and happiness. Prince Harry raises doubts about the official investigation into Diana's death. Prince Harry is no stranger to controversy, but his recent remarks about the official investigation into Princess Diana's death have reignited questions that have haunted the public for decades. Harry has openly expressed his doubts about the events surrounding his mother's tragic car crash in Paris on August 31, 1997. While the official conclusion pointed to a drunk driver and aggressive paparazzi, Harry believes there's more to the story, and he's not alone. One of the most chilling aspects of Diana's death is her own eerie prediction. Diana had written a letter months before her death, claiming she feared a plot involving a car accident. This note, discovered after her passing, specifically mentioned her concerns about someone tampering with her car. Harry has pointed to this letter as evidence that his mother's fears were not unfounded. He has even taken aim at the royal institution itself, suggesting that the system that failed to protect his mother may have played a role in her tragic end. Harry has also raised questions about the investigation's inconsistencies. Why were the cameras in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, where Diana's crash occurred, mysteriously not working that night? Why were certain key witnesses never interviewed thoroughly? And why was there such a rush to blame the paparazzi, while other suspicious details were brushed aside? For Harry, these unanswered questions cast doubt on the official narrative. Even more shocking, Harry has hinted that his father, King Charles, may have known more than he let on. During the investigation, Charles was questioned about Diana's letter, in which she mentioned fearing for her life. While Charles denied involvement, Harry remains skeptical about whether the truth was fully revealed. For Diana's sons, the pain of losing their mother is compounded by the lingering doubts surrounding her death. Harry's determination to uncover the truth is not just about justice for Diana, it's about challenging the institutions and individuals who may have failed her. As Harry continues to speak out, one thing is clear: the mystery of Diana's death is far from being laid to rest. Harry's mission to expose the truth about Diana's struggles and betrayals. Prince Harry has always carried the weight of his mother's struggles, but now, as an adult, he's on a mission to expose the truth about what Princess Diana endured. Her life was filled with love, betrayal, and unimaginable pain, much of which was caused by the very institution she married into. Harry has revealed that Diana wasn't just a victim of circumstance, she was betrayed by those closest to her, including King Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. Harry's goal is clear: to ensure that Diana's voice, which was often silenced during her lifetime, is finally heard. Diana's struggles began early in her marriage to Charles. Harry has spoken about how his mother felt isolated and unsupported from the start. Charles's emotional dependency on Camilla was no secret to Diana. She felt like she was living in the shadow of another woman, constantly competing for her husband's affection. Harry has described how Diana's heartbreak was exacerbated by the royal family's refusal to acknowledge what was happening. The late-night phone calls, secret meetings, and even intimate gifts between Charles and Camilla were all hidden in plain sight. For Diana, it wasn't just the emotional betrayal that hurt. It was the way the system worked against her. According to Harry, the royal institution not only ignored her pain, but also contributed to it. Negative stories were planted in the media, painting Diana as unstable while protecting Charles and Camilla. This betrayal left Diana feeling trapped and alone, with only her sons as her source of strength. Harry's mission to share Diana's truth isn't just about uncovering the past. It's about holding those responsible accountable. He wants the world to know that Diana's struggles were not just personal. They were part of a larger system designed to protect the monarchy at any cost. Harry is honoring his mother's legacy and ensuring that the world never forgets the pain she endured. Diana may have been silenced during her lifetime, but through Harry, her story continues to shine as a reminder of the cost of betrayal and the power of truth. Camilla's role in controlling public perception and royal narratives. Camilla, the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom, has had a rocky relationship with the public, especially given her connection to the late Princess Diana. Recently, Prince Harry shared some surprising thoughts about Camilla that have brought new attention to her role in the royal family. His comments reveal a more negative view of her, which adds complexity to how we see her today. Many people remember Camilla as the woman who was involved in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. This history has always cast a long shadow over her reputation. In his recent revelations, Prince Harry expressed his concerns about Camilla's influence within the royal family. He described feeling uneasy about how she has shaped her public image, suggesting that her actions may not always be genuine. This perspective is important because it highlights a different side of Camilla that many might not see. Harry's comments suggest that he feels Camilla has played a part in a carefully crafted narrative, one that makes her look good in the eyes of the public. This idea of controlling the story is crucial for Camilla, as she has spent years trying to win people over. However, Harry's words remind us that not everyone in the royal family feels the same way. His openness about his feelings adds to the ongoing conversation about Camilla's role in the monarchy. Furthermore, Harry's revelations also show the impact of personal experiences on public perception. He has faced a lot of challenges in his life, and his views on Camilla reflect his struggles with family dynamics. This negative sense does not just affect how he sees her, but it also influences how others might view the royal family as a whole. Prince Harry's recent comments about Camilla reveal a different and more critical perspective on her role within the royal family. While she works hard to control her public image, Harry's insights remind us that not everyone is convinced by her efforts. This ongoing tension highlights the complexity of royal narratives and the challenge of reshaping public perception, especially when personal feelings are involved.